Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories. So today it is our WSL Team of the Season from the 2022-23 season that has just finished this past weekend. Now this is something that I found really difficult to do. I think there was definitely more than 11 players that could have got into this team. It's not set on like each player will be playing in their exact position. It's just who I think were the 11 best players from this past season. Let me know in the comments below who would make it into your best 11 from the 2022-23 WSL season. Now in goal I have gone with Manchester United's Mary Earps. I think it's a clear standout, Golden Glove winner, absolutely fantastic for Manchester United, and throughout the season I think she pulled off some big saves to keep them in games and keep them in winning positions to have the title race go down to the final day, and was absolutely fantastic for Manchester United throughout the season, and thoroughly deserves the number one spot in this team of the season. Next we'll go into the defence, and at left back we have Katie McCabe, solid through Arsenal throughout the season. Obviously a team that had many injuries, especially amongst the back line. Katie McCabe was always a constant in that defence. At times she obviously played further forward when it was needed of her, but yeah, for me I think Katie McCabe absolutely solid in her performance, and it was always going to be a really tough toss-up between herself and Alex Greenwood, but I've given it to Katie McCabe just after a fantastic season. Our two centre-backs we have, first up is Millie Bright of Chelsea. Yes, she obviously missed the last quarter or maybe just less of the season, however before that, absolute brick at the back for Chelsea, helped them to a rock solid defence throughout the season, hence why they went on to win the league. Obviously worrying that she went off injured when she did, but for Chelsea it wasn't a case of okay now we implode. She was able to be replaced, but I think when you look at Millie Bright's season on a whole, I think it was just absolutely fantastic, and hopefully for England's sake she can continue that and be fit enough for the World Cup and then do that at the World Cup. Next up I have Maya Le Tissier of Manchester United. Le Tissier, bearing in mind she came from Brighton and Hove Albion that had struggled the previous season, to come into this Manchester United team and perform the way she did week in week out. For me, I said it a number of times throughout the season, she looked like she had been at the club for years and she knew exactly what her role was in that Man United team. I mean, even if you flick back a couple of weeks to the Manchester derby, the tackle she was putting in to put herself on the line to make sure Man United either left with the point and obviously ended up leaving with the 3 points against their rivals Manchester City. So yeah, absolutely fantastic season for Maya Le Tissier. At right back we've got her teammate and possibly the best defender I think in the league this season, Ona Battier. Absolutely fantastic. Enough praise has been said about her continuously, but I just want to echo on everything that's been said. Fantastic going forward for Manchester United on that right hand side. Defensively as well, looked absolutely terrific throughout the whole season, and again a key part to Manchester United finishing second in their highest ever finish in the WSL. So yeah, for me absolutely standout player this season in the back line. Into midfield now, and we've gone with a midfield three. Again, this isn't a conventional midfield three, but it is what I've gone with, three midfielders here. First up we have Frida Leonardson-Mornham of Arsenal, absolute standout player for Arsenal this season, led them by a country mile, popped in with some fantastic goals and was always there in crucial moments for Jonas Eidevall's as they pushed on in the league and tried to keep up with the top two, and did so for so long. And I think with Mornham in that team, she really did prove to be the key talking point a lot for Arsenal this season in the league. Next up for me, this is one I couldn't leave out, was Kirsty Hansen of Aston Villa, on loan from Manchester United, but the amount of times she popped up with an assist or a goal for Rachel Daly, or like I said scoring for herself, was absolutely key. And I don't think Rachel Daly scores as many as the goals as she did if Aston Villa didn't get Kirsty Hansen in on loan. Absolutely fantastic loan signing for Carla Ward, and she was just so good in helping Aston Villa into that 5th place finish this season in the league, and was absolutely brilliant. My other midfielder was Leah Galton. Again, another key part of Manchester United's team this season. Going forward on that left-hand side, just absolutely dominated it week in, week out, scoring the goals, getting the assists, and definitely one of the top players in the league this season, and for me was just absolutely fantastic. And then my forward three, we're going to start off with obviously the WSL's top goal scorer this season, Rachel Daly. An absolutely fantastic season, scoring 22 goals, the joint most ever in WSL history, along with Vivian Miedema a couple of seasons back now. And the way she just absolutely transformed Villa with the goal she got and helped them to a fantastic finish compared to how they finished the 2021-22 season. Light and day difference, and her goals have just been absolutely phenomenal, and obviously she was rightly so voted the WSL Player of the Year. Next to her we have Khadija Bunny-Shaw. Again, took Daly right to the final day to get the golden boot. Unfortunately she was pipped to it by Daly, but Khadija Shaw, massive help in Manchester City. Obviously with the changes that happened to that squad, losing the likes of Kira Walsh, Lucy Bronze, Georgia Stanway, and obviously Ellen White retiring and Jill Scott retiring as well, there was it felt like a transitional year at times for Gareth Taylor's side. However, once they got going and they found their shoes, Bunny Shaw was just absolutely fantastic, and for me was definitely Manchester City's Player of the Year. And I think any other season she would have easily won the Golden Boot, but it just wasn't to be this season due to a fantastic Rachel Daly. And the final player in this team playing forward was Guru Reiten. What a fantastic season the Norwegian midfield slash attacking player had, was absolutely key to all of Chelsea's attacks this season. And the way she would always pop up with an assist or a goal, even if you look to that last day of the season, getting a goal and an assist. Finished off with 11 assists in the league this season, finished with 20 goal involvements in a whole. Only Rachel Daly and Khadija Shaw had more goal involvements this season than Guru Reiten, and for me, absolutely fantastic standout player this season for Chelsea. Now, honourable mentions for me, you've got to look at Maz Pacheco, always key in Aston Villa's side. Beth England, the second half of the season, if it was just on that second half of the season alone, she completely transformed Tottenham Hotspur. I think you got to look at the likes of Yui Hasegawa, Alex Greenwood, Steph Catley, and obviously Sam Kerr, who does what Sam Kerr does. But for me, that was my 11. So Mary Earps in goal, backline of Anna Battier, Millie Bright, Maya Letizia, Katie McCabe, midfield trio of Leah Galton, Freya Leonhardsen Mornham, Kirsty Hansen, and then a forward three of Khadija Bunny-Shaw, Rachel Daly, and Guru Reiten. So that was my team of the year. Like I said at the start, let me know in the comments who would make your WSL team of the season, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video of ours, and thank you for following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. In the meantime, we'll see you soon.